Call meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kuchenauer. Here. Mr. Marshman. Mr. Lake.
Here.
Mr. Martrey.
Here.
Mr. Martucci.
Here.
Mr. Monjel.
Here.
Mr. Renzi.
Here.
Mrs. Sangston. Mr. Mandel.
Here. We can stand for a moment of silence and pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll have a presentation from Mr. Rich Watson. Mr. Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Panzel. Mr. Watson, you want to stand up so we can recognize you? Thank you. Today we would like to honor T.A. Nelson Bus Line's van driver, Rich Watson, for his heroic actions on the afternoon of March 20th, 2023, when Rich was involved in a tragic traffic accident while transporting 3 Dunbar Township elementary students home from school. After being hit head-on by a vehicle who crossed the center line, Rich, who suffered a broken femur, broken back, and many other serious injuries in the accident, selflessly jumped into action to save his students. Thankfully, Rich's many years as a volunteer fireman with the Dunbar Volunteer Fire Department instinctively made him calm, cool, and collected during a very unfortunate situation. Being in a remote area of the school district with no cell phone service, Rich was able to report his own accident to 911 by using his fire portable radio and saving valuable minutes on the response of emergency personnel. Being the humble man that Rich is, I know that bringing attention to him is certainly not something that he wants, but is definitely something that is deserved. Rich, on behalf of the Connellsville Area School District, thank you for your heroic actions on March 20th, 2023. Rich, we would like to present you with a plaque, and if it would be okay with everyone in the room, if we could take a couple-minute break to go out into the hallway where there's better lighting so that we can give you your plaque and take a picture. Thank you very much.
Jesus, you can.
It wasn't that much. We could have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Evans. Next, we'll move to, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meetings.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion for treasurer's report.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion for the payment of the general and federal fund bills.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Payment of the capital reserve fund bills.
So moved. Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion for the payment of the cafeteria fund bills.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Nothing on public comment for agenda items. Moving to athletics. Mr. Renzi?
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Request approval of the following supplemental contracts for the 2023-2024 school year, contingent upon receipt of a signed contract no later than 1 month after issuance, including the posting of the position if the contingency is not met. Assistant girls basketball coach Ali Grimm, and I so move.
Second.
Motion to second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the following volunteer coach position, girls varsity basketball, Mallory Orndorff, and I so move.
Second.
Motion to second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to award bids for winter sports supplies and equipment to the lowest responsible bidder, meeting specifications as proposed, and I so move.
Second.
Motion to second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And request approval of the certified athletic trainer MOU for Mark Pollock for the period of July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2027, as proposed, and I so move.
Second.
Motion to second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Anything, Mr. Martucci?
No, sir.
How about you, Mr. Evans?
Nothing, thank you.
That's all I have, Mr. Panzella. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Renzi. Moving to buildings and grounds, Mr. Late.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Facilities utilization, request approval of the following event and building usage request. And I'd like items 1 through 23 spread on the minutes, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Kokenauer, do you have anything to add?
No, thank you.
Mr. Martucci?
No, sir.
Mr. Kirsch? That's all we have. Thank you, Mr. Panzel.
Thank you, Mr. Lake. Moving to the Carnegie Free Library, Mr. Mongel.
Yes, we have nothing on the agenda for this month, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mongel. Moving to the Collinsville Area Career and Technical Center, Mr. Kokenauer.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Request approval of 2023-2024 CACPC Occupational Advisory Council members, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to permit former student Gabrielle Rosa to serve as an intermittent unpaid intern for the 2023-2024 school year under the direct supervision of Mr. Ronald Berry, instructor in the Protective Service Program from noon to 2 p.m. daily. The purpose of the internship is to fulfill requirements for her Fairmont State University Advanced Emergency Medical Technician certification. All clearances and required documentation will be provided prior to the start, and I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval for Dr. Jeff McWilliams, principal, to attend the Integrated Learning, the School to Career Connection Conference, Penn State Conference Center, State College, PA, November 8th through November 10th, 2023, at an approximate cost of $700 for registration, lodging, and travel to be paid by the Perkins Fund in accordance with the district travel policy, and I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request permission for Tina Dahl, Skills USA Advisor, to take approximately 20 students to the Skills USA Leadership Conference at Seven Springs from Wednesday, November 8th through Friday, November 10th, 2023. Student expenses and transportation expenses will be paid through the CTC Skills USA student account. There is no cost in the district, and I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
A draft of the 2023-2026 Collinsville Area Career and Technical Center Comprehensive Plan, the Induction Plan, Chapter 49, and the Professional Development Plan, Act 48, will be presented for a 28-day review. A copy of the plans will be available on the school district website, and printed copies will be available for review in the building. Revisions will be made during the 28-day review, and a final copy will be presented for school board approval at our October 23 regular school board meeting, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Panzo. Mr. Lake,
Nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Langston, Mr. McWilliams.
Nothing, thank you.
That's all we have, Mr. Panzo. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kokenauer. Moving to curriculum, Mr. Renzi.
Thank you, Mr. Mansella. Request approval of the following professional employee travel as proposed, items 1, 2, and 3. And I so move.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Anything else, Mr. Mongel?
Nothing.
And Dr. Coons? That's all we have, Mr. Mansella. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Renzi. Moving to cyber, Mr. Martret.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. The only thing we have is 16A handbook information purposes only, and I so move.
Thank you, Mr. Martret. Moving to federal programs, Mr. Mongel.
Thank you. Item 17A, requested approval of the following professional employees travel. Jenny Becker, senior high school teacher, is requesting to attend the Math Coach Network Allegheny Intermediate Unit 3 on October the 6th, December the 8th of 2023, and February 9th, April 12th of 2024, at an approximate cost of $322.80 coverage for 2 periods for 4 days, and will be paid by Title II Part A funds. And I so move.
Second.
The motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Martret, do you have anything? Mr. Martucci, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Dr. Coons? We have nothing else. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mongel. Moving to finance, Mr. Renzi.
Thank you, Mr. Pansella. I forgot your name. Request approval of the following donations to the Bible Club from Central Fellowship Church for $200, an anonymous donor for $40, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the attached requisition orders and to authorize district business office to process orders and payments, and I so move.
A motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the purchase of the Central Susquehanna Intermediate Unit Financial Information System software at an approximate cost of $63,870 for the implementation and setup for the 2023-2024 school year to be paid from the ARP ESSER funds, and the ongoing approximate cost of $58,645 paid from the general fund, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval for Jennifer Helms and Sri Ralston to attend the Pennsylvania Association School Business Officials Annual Conference, RCPA, March 5th through March 8th, 2024, at an approximate cost of $2,500 for registration, lodging, meals, and travel to be paid from the Fiscal Services travel budget, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to confirm and approve the LERTA application of 235 North First Street Associates, LLC, for parcel number 05-06-0516, 235 North First Street, Connellsville, PA, 15425, as submitted to the City of Connellsville and the County of Fayette in accordance with the district's July 28, 2021 board-approved LERTA resolution, and I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Anything to add, Mr. Lake?
Nothing, thank you.
And how about you, Mrs. Robinson?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have, Mr. Pantella.
Thank you, Mr. Renzi. Moving to food service, Mr. Coconut.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. 19A, request approval to hire Rachel Stillwell as a 4-hour cafeteria employee effective September 28, 2023, and I so move.
A motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of the screening and background checks of the following in addition to the cafeteria substitute list for the 2023-2024 school year. April Wingard, Melinda Miller, Sandra Hughes, Anne Marie Rosenberry, Nicole Grievous, Stacy Steyer, and I so move.
Second.
I have a motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
We have a change in hours. Request approval of the following changes at the senior high school: 4-hour position to a 5-hour position, 4-hour position to a 5-hour position, and a 5-hour position to a 6-hour position. And I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Panville. Mr. Mortray.
Nothing, thank
Mr. Triffinoff.
Yes, I like that we also received $4,000 in extra funding from PD. This is to help support our fresh fruit and vegetable program. And we also had a $3,000 scholarship from the Pittsburgh Regional Food Service Directors for the reimbursement district for the SNAP conference back in July. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Triffinoff. That's all I have, Mr. Panville.
Thank you, Mr. Coconut. Moving to personnel and review and liaison, Mr. Lake.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the support personnel substitute list for the 2023-2024 school year: Anna Marie Rosenberry, Bethany Radnow, Colby Colbert, Catherine Scheuer, Melissa O'Donnell, Allison Wolf, Stacy Steyer, Miranda Landman, and Bonnie Lindsay. And I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following additions to the professional substitute list for the 2023-2024 school year. Bailey Rosenstiel, prospective educator, and Tylee Anderson, emergency. And I so move.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
The following family and medical leave acts leaves are confirmed by the board. Jenna McGinnis, teacher, effective September the 18th, 2023, until on or about October the 9th, 2023. Megan Newcomer, teacher, intermittently as needed for the 2023-2024 school year, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the following long-term substitutes for the 2023-2024 school year. Brian Fosselman, effective August the 29th, 2023, for the remainder of the 23-24 school year. Jennifer Lake, effective September 6th, 2023, for the remainder of the 2023-2024 school year. And I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval for Michelle Piper, aide, to take an unpaid leave of absence beginning October the 1st, 2023 until November 13th, 2023, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval for Samantha Smith, aide, to take an unpaid leave of absence beginning September the 26th, 2023, for the remainder of the 23-24 school year, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of release time for Margaret Rockwell, ESP Regional Officer at Large, with cost to be reimbursed by the PSEA as follows. Full day, September the 8th and 22nd, 2023, October 13th, 2023, November 30th, 2023, December the 1st, 2023, February the 23rd, 2024, and May the 16th and 17th, 2024, and June the 8th, 2024. And a half day on November the 28th, 2023, and May the 15th, 2024. And I so move.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to hire Joseph Shire as a JROTC 11-month instructor, contingent and effective upon approval of the Army JROTC Cadet Command. And I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the memorandum of understanding between the Connsville Area School District and the Connsville Area Education Association regarding disbursement of pay for long-term substitute teachers as proposed. And I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the memorandum of understanding between the Connsville Area School District and the Connsville Area Education Association regarding duplicative and redundant credits as proposed. And I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the Act 93 plan for included in the Connsville Area School District administrators as presented, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Roll call.
Mr. Kokenauer?
Yes.
Mr. Lake?
Yes.
Mr. Martre?
And the reason I'm voting no is because I needed more reasonable time to look this document over. There's some things I'm okay with, other things I'm not, but it's no.
Mr. Martucci?
Yes.
Mr. Montiel?
Yes.
Mr. Renzi?
Yes.
And Mr. Pansel?
Abstain.
What was Mr. Monjo? No.
Motion fell.
Request approval of the additional Meet Two Administrators Memorandum for included Connersville Area School District Administrators as presented, and I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No.
Roll call.
Mr. Lake?
Yes.
Mr. Martre?
No.
Mr. Martucci?
Yes.
Mr. Montiel?
No.
Mr. Renzi?
Yes.
Mr. Kokenauer?
Abstain.
And Mr. Panzella?
Yes.
Motion fell.
Request approval of the memorandum of understanding between the Connersville Area School District and the Connersville Area Education Association regarding S-Ports Advisor supplemental positions as proposed, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Lake, going to give you 1 second and let Mr. Witt explain that last two.
Okay.
So just for clarification, the motions on the Act 93 plan and then the Me Too memorandum, those motions failed. That actually is one of the items under the school code that requires a majority of the entire board, so there needed to be at least 5 affirmative votes. Because the district is required to have an Act 93 plan in place, we'll have to continue to have those discussions and present an alternative at one of the subsequent board meetings. So.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Lake.
Request acknowledgement, confirmation, authorization, and approval of the appointment and delegation of authority for disciplinary suspensions and administrative leaves, including without limitation paid suspensions, unpaid suspensions, paid administrator leaves, and unpaid administrator leaves of district employees to the superintendent, such that the superintendent shall have the authority to place employees on disciplinary suspensions or administrative leaves without the necessity of prior or subsequent school board action or approval. Such authority shall be exercised in conformity with the applicable law, board policies, employee contracts, and collective bargaining agreements. And I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Let's see. I gotta find it. I think I have an addition, don't I? Where's that? Okay. And I'd like to make a motion to add an addition onto this list. And I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to accept the resignation of Brittany Johnson, teacher, with the final date of employment to be November 22nd, 2023, per Act 14 of PA Code, or unless released prior to November 22nd, pending appropriate replacement and transition, with replacement as approved by the superintendent. And I so move.
A motion and a second. Since this
We
was
need
just
to ask for-
added, does anybody, we have a minute for public, if anybody has any comment on that? Mr. Lake, did you have anything else? Nothing? Okay. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Renzi, do you have anything to add?
Nothing, sir, thanks.
Mr. Harshman? Oh, that's right, he didn't show up. Mrs. Coconut?
Nothing else, thank you.
Mr. Everett?
Nothing else, thank you.
That's all we have, Mr. Panzella, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lake. Moving to policy and legislative, Mr. Martre.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. These are policy revisions. This will be our first reading and additions. 204, attendance. 800, records management. 800-AR-0, that's a new one. 006, meetings. 216.1, discipline records. 251, student experiencing homelessness, foster care, and other educational instability. 101, mission statement. 822, automated external defibrillator. And that's all we have there. And our policy meeting was on the September 12th, and I so move on this.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
No.
Roll call.
Mr. Martre?
Yes?
Mr. Martucci?
Yes.
Mr. Montiel?
Yes.
Mr. Renzi?
Yes.
Mr. Panzella?
Yes.
Mr. Kokenauer?
That's a no, and the reason I'm voting no, I really didn't have enough time to look over these.
Motion carries.
Okay, that's all we have. If the time to look those over would have been, I said Monday evening, to check with our secretary, Mrs. Williams, and pick a copy up, she would give you a copy. That's all we have.
Thank you, Mr. Martre. Moving to safety and security, Mr. Martucci.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks of the following addition to the security substitute list for the 2023-24 school year. Harry Halfhill, and I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And that's all I have at this time. Mr. Renzi.
Nothing, thanks.
Mr. Kokenar.
Nothing, thanks.
Mr. Bartlett.
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you. That's all, Mr. Panzella.
Thank you, Mr. Martucci. Sticking with you for special education, please.
Thanks again. Request approval of the agreement between Penn Hodgins Center for Autism and the Collinsville School District at an annual tuition cost of $50,526.25 per student, subject to the Collinsville School District's standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services. There is no increase from the 22-23 year. And I so move.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Mr. Lee.
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. D'Amico.
Nothing, thanks.
That's all, Mr. Panzella. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martucci. Moving to student services, Mr. Mongeau.
Yeah, under student services, 24A, as everybody had these on Monday, I would like to spread all of the travel on the minutes without objection.
I'll say.
Oh, second.
Second.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And with item 24B, request for up to 5 staff in the Collinsville Area School District to attend the 2023 PAPBS network and MTSS support. Building community from science to practice, November 1st through November 3rd, 2023, Hershey Lodge and Convention Center in Pennsylvania, and it will cost, will be paid through PATTA and Comprehensive Support Grant. And I so move.
The motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 24C, request the approval of the following supplemental contract for the 23-24 school year, contingent upon receipt of the signed contract no later than 1 month after issuance, including the posting if the contingency is not met. And it's the CTC Activities Fund Director, Nicholas Gruber. And I so move.
A motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
And that's all we have, Mr. Harshman and Mrs. Sangston on here. Mr. D'Amico, do you have anything? That's all we have, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mongeau. Moving to technology, Mr. Martucci.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Request approval to authorize Van Stern Consulting LLC to represent the Collinsville School District in matters related to the Federal Universal Service Discount Program known as E-Rate. As outlined in the attached proposal, this authorization covers all matters related to funding year 2024-2025 through funding year 2028-2029. Cost for these services related to Category 1. Broadband and internet access services is $3,500. Cost for these services related to Category 2, internal connections and basic maintenance of internal connections is $3,000 plus 2% of committed amount. I so move.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the purchase of 125 touchscreen Chromebooks from GovConnection at a cost of $42,775 per PEPPM. Pricing to be paid for from ARP ESSER funds, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No.
Roll call.
Mr. Cookenauer.
Yes.
Mr. Latham.
Yes.
Mr. Martre.
No.
Mr. Martucci.
Yes.
Mr. Monticello.
No.
Mr. Renzi.
Yes.
And Mr. Pansel.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Request approval of the purchase of 20 Windows laptops from GovConnection at a cost of $15,980 per PEPPM. Pricing to be paid for from ARP ESSER funds, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to donate 50 Ubiquity UAP AC Pro to Champion Christian School in accordance with District Policy 706.1, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Mr. Martre. Mr. Ghost.
I just want to make sure the public is aware, we sent home letters the first week of school with instructions for parents to set up our school accounts. If anybody in the public is having issues with that, they can call the district phone number, 724-628-3300. And if you dial 999, you'll get somebody from my department who will be more than happy to help you set up that account. That's all I have.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mr. Ghost. Yeah, that's all I have, Mr. Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Martucci. Moving to transportation, Mr. Cookenauer.
Thank you, Mr. Mr. Panzella. Request approval to renew the contract between Kimberly Hawkins and the Collins Area School District for transportation services for the 2023-2024 school year, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the following updates, additions to the bus van driver list for the 2023-2024 school year. William Prescott, T.A. Nelson Bus Line, Ronald Anderson, Tiffany Black, Leanne Griffiths, Patty Fritz, Joseph Konecka, Roy Bowser, Ricky Brown, James Harris, Shirley Lazier, Robert Stewart, Donald Zeltner, E.W. Colburn Bus Lines, and I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We had some additions.
Also, we have Richard Broadwater, John Pida, Donald Schroeder, Gerald Williams for Colburn Bus Lines, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Panzella. Mr. Lee?
I only have one thing to add, and I know Mr. Parlak was there, Mr. Evans was in the rep, and Rich was involved in it, and I know a good friend of mine, Mr. Adebato, Ricky Adebato was one of the first ones on the scene also, and knows Rich from working with Fayette EMS, and he went up and told Rich, he said, Rich was pretty messed up, and he said, let's get you, he said, Ricky, before you touch me, he said, you make sure these kids are all right. He said, I'm doing good. I'm fine. You make sure these kids are all right. That was the first thing out of his mouth. So I just, wanted to know what else he did. That's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Renzi? Mr. Evans?
Nothing, thank you.
That's all we have, Mr. Panzella. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cookenauer. Nothing under the President's reports. We have no public comment for non-agenda items. Assistant to the Superintendent.
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Evans?
Nothing else, thank you.
Okay, motion adjourned.